So every Monday at this hour at 11 o'clock, we take a look at common goods and services and try and figure out just how much you should be paying for it. And we've done all types of different things on this segment. How much a haircut should cost, how much you should be giving if you go to a wedding and you've got to give a gift. Now, today we're going to tackle the oil change. I want to make sure nobody's getting ripped off when you're doing that basic maintenance on your car, right? That's one thing. If you've got a gas car, right, you've got to do oil changes. Everyone's got to do them. But do you know if you're using the right oil? Do you know if you're getting bang for your buck? Let's find out. And at 514-790-0800, by the way, phone line's open, text line open. I'd love to hear from you as to how much you're paying for oil changes. And if I have a brave listener that changes their own oil, would love to hear from you, 514-790-0800. But to kick off the segment, let's go to Cesar Brunet, co-owner of Fix Auto on the West Island, and get his take on the oil change. Cesar, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Elias, for inviting me.
Cesar, how many oil changes do you do in a given day?
During tire season, we do probably about 20 a day. That's the average during the tire season.
And tell me your thoughts on doing an oil change in a modern vehicle. How is it when it comes to doing those oil changes? Have the manufacturers made it easy or hard?
It's a bit complicated because the evolution in engine technology is not equal across all the brands. So an oil change on some cars, it's $65, and other cars, it's $250.
Oh,
because some cars take about 4 liters of oil that's mineral, and some cars take 8 liters that are synthetic oil. So because of the difference in cost in the oil, just the cost of the oil at $13, $15 a liter, and the other one's $5, $6 a liter, it makes a big difference in the price.
And what would you say, those cars that are now costing $250 for an oil change, what do they have in common? Are we talking like high-end luxury vehicles when it comes to that?
No, it's getting when you're getting in a car like 2016 and up, the evolution in technology is more advanced. We have a lot of hybrid technology. We have a lot of cars that have variable valve lift, variable valve timing, and these cars have very small passageways for the oil. And because of this, it gives you great gas mileage, like 6 liters per 100, and it's a big truck and everything. But there's a cost to that, and that's that little maintenance they have to do at least twice a year.
Okay, so give me the case here for our listeners on why they shouldn't skimp. Like when it comes down to the oil change and that bill that you're going to get, give me the advantages why no one should delay and make sure they keep with their oil change schedule.
The biggest thing is the repairs, because the passageways, like I just explained, they're very, very small, like hairs. And what happens, they get blocked, and then you'll have issues with the valve train. We call them the lifters. And then you have a misfire and a lack of power. And next thing you know, you have to bring it in. It's going to cost you $2,000, $3,000 to repair. So if you're saving $100 every 6 months, it adds up there,
Yeah, it totally does. I'm getting some notes from listeners here on our text line. One writes, "Oh my God, I went to Mr. Lube on Saturday for an oil change. Cost me $95, but it certainly seems like $95 is like going rate and maybe even a good price nowadays." And I have another listener saying my Mini just cost me $150, tax included, for the oil change there. Cesar, how often am I doing an oil change? Do I just follow the manual with the tire changes? What do you recommend?
For sure, with our climate that we have extreme heat and cold, okay, it's better to do it twice a year, to do it with the tires, okay? It's the best thing to do. It's the safest thing. And you might extend it like a month or two, but you're just playing games, It's better just do it at the tire season, and you'll be safe, and you're not going to lose that much, and you're going to be good. And what's important to remember is not to put the right quality oil for the car, not to just choose like a premium oil. It's to choose the one that's made for your car. So there could be a lot of 5W30s, but they're synthetic, but they don't have the right additives for your vehicle. So today there's maybe a dozen types of oil that are like for 5W30. You have to be careful.
Yeah, it certainly seems like there's so many options when I go down the aisle and I see all the different motor oils that are available. Can I just ask you on synthetic versus regular? Obviously, there's a cost difference. If you're going to do it twice a year anyways, well, what's your recommendation on synthetic versus regular oil?
There's no recommendation. It's really you have to put the oil that it's designed for, because the viscosity of the oil is going to change at different temperatures. And when it's going to move these mechanical parts for the performance, the variable valve timing, all that, it has to be the right oil. You can't substitute. That's like old technology, like below 2008. After 2016, all that, you're playing with fire. And the other problem too is the oil changes used to be good for 7,000 kilometers. Today they go up to 25,000. So because of this, you have to use the right filters also, that are long life filters. But when you go to places that are cheap, the oil changes, they often put the basic filter that only lasts 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers.
Ah, gotcha. So it's the whole thing, right? It's the whole package when it comes to an oil change. It's not simply just changing the oil. Can I ask you, Cesar, people are trying to save money nowadays, right? It's one of the reasons we do this segment. Everyone is scrimping and saving, and it's tough. Is an oil change a type of service on your vehicle that you'd ever say to someone who wants to take the time and effort to learn it, that they can do it themselves, that's something they can do in their driveway if there's someone that may be a little bit handy? What are your thoughts on doing your own oil changes?
I would say 20 years ago, I would be for that, okay? Today, an oil change is a big loss leader in a garage, okay? We don't make money on an oil change. Okay, honestly, the oil change part, there's no money to make. The guy brings in the car, he does the oil change. If you're lucky, he gets it done in half an hour to 45 minutes because there's panels underneath the car. He has to reset the lights. The filters are not just spin on; they have like a little cap. It's not always easy to manipulate. There's no more oil gauges, so you have to pour exactly the right amount. It's a bit tricky. And at the same time, the mechanic, while he's doing all that, he's inspecting the car because he's taking off panels, he's looking. So in reality, it's not worth it today to do the oil change yourself.
Uh-huh.
You're getting an inspection with it, and it takes a lot of time because all these panels and all this, to make the cars aerodynamic and fuel efficient.
Cesar, listen, let me put you in a tough spot to wrap up here. What's the worst car to do an oil change on?
It's the two worst cars is the Honda Civics and a lot of the Europeans, because of the plastic panels that are underneath the cars. The plastic panels they're just not made of high quality, and they don't react well to the cold and the snow and
so
the snowbanks.
Is it like you're worried you'd end up breaking them when you're trying to remove them, take them off? Is that why?
It's more taking off the broken one and trying to put it back in one piece. That's the problem. They don't work well with snowbanks.
Okay, so well, Cesar, listen, good luck as we slowly approach tire change season with changing the tires and doing the oil changes as well. Thank you so much to talking to our listeners this morning.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.
That's Cesar Brunet. He's co-owner of Fix Auto, FYX, Fix Auto on the West Island. On the text message line, I have a note from a listener who does their own oil change. They say, I do my own oil change as well as help my friends and family. We buy the full synthetic oil. They say they go and they get a deal, right? They go to Costco, and then they get oil filters at other places like Walmart, Canadian Tire, whenever they're on sale. And they do full synthetic all year long. But again, that's a lot of work. I think if you really know it, eventually it can pay off, but it's a lot of work to become good at that.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.